Teofimo and Shakur right here. I wanted to point out a little inconsistency from Mr. Teofimo Lopez in this clip right here. So let me play this clip.
May be a bridge too far for him, a step too far for him.
Shakur was honestly the most flawless from 123 all the way down to 114. Since then, he's had his shares of victories. I think 135 was his top tier. 140, I think we just gotta wait and see. You know what I mean? And for him to even come up to do that, you know, I think he deserves his flowers for everyone else out there. You know, guys trying to go more down into the ranks of top 5, top 3, and eventually top 1 for pound.
But that ain't what you said, bro.
What'd I say?
I mean, I gotta remind you, you said basically I'm good at the lower weight classes. The only way that I'm going to be good is I fight at 126 pounds against guys like Inoue. But once I move up, you're going to, well, I can't compete at this level at that weight class. So that's what you said.
When did I say this?
I want to say it was the Danza Project. You was sitting there doing the interview, and I want to say that's what you said, yeah.
So about like 2 years ago.
Yeah, you said I can't move up.
It was 2 years ago. Change. It's changed.
Okay, so you respect it now?
No, it's not that I respect it. It's just that from what I was going off of was the present moment. I think he was fighting at 30. You feel me?
Yeah.
I was already going up to the 40s. I was already at 40.
Yeah, for sure.
So you see that 10-pound gap. I was thinking I was probably going to move up to 47.
Okay, seeing me, you think I'm smaller in person, or like, what do you think?
I know nothing.
Okay.
I know nothing, man.
I think that was your angle with Lomachenko. Like, I felt like.
So you got that clip right there, man, of the face-off between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson right there. And, yeah, he was speaking about, Shakur thinking, basically praising him, saying that, he think he up for the fight at 140 and everything. And Shakur, a smart guy, great memory that he had. He remembered what Teofimo Lopez said about him on the Danger Project. And I'm going to play that clip because I found that interesting that Shakur definitely pulled his card for his dad.
Right. But gotta have fun at the same time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, man, Shakur, he grew up in the amateurs. This kid was one of the top, if not the top, best amateur fighter in the world. He won the Youth Olympic Games, gold medals, international gold medals. And you know what weight class? At 114 pounds, right? He's actually at his finest and his best at his lightest weight. But the kid's eating a lot during in between camps. Now he's going up to 35. My father was right about a lot of things with these kids, Haney and you gotta have pop and you gotta have chin, brother. If you don't got one or the other,
these days,
so Shakur, you should go to 130. Go probably even try to make it a 26. Because that's where you're going to really become undisputed and people really going to talk heavy about you. Especially if you fight Inoue. If you fight Inoue and you beat him and outclass him the way you do with all these other guys when I saw you in the amateurs, bro, you will be pound for pound on that list. But you know something? You're resorting on your investors. You're resorting on your back end to help you. And that's just not how it goes. They could do so much to get you to the where they got to get you, but that's what I love boxing. Boxing is that they could help you get there. But boy, when you got to fight, that's all on you.
Just you in that ring, boy.
It's just you.
So right there, man. So what you think about that far as that in particular right there, man, with Shakur remembering what Teofimo said about him in the Danger Project interview, far as, Teo saying that Shakur would be amazing if he fought at lower weight classes instead of him fighting at a higher weight class, 135, 140.
It's all fun and games till you run into somebody who really want to fight you at your weight class.
Facts.
It's all fun and games, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can really say. I found that interesting as well. And he talking about the present moment. Maybe it was the present moment for him. But, people don't forget certain things, and certain people, carry that on their chest. He's one of those people that carried it on his chest, and, Now you got to see what's going on with it.
Facts, man. Yeah, I'll definitely feel the same way. I was like, you know, Teofimo, I thought it was more so like Teofimo them they're playing mind games because I felt like with the Danger Project, that's how he truly feel for real. But I felt like everybody know this is the art of war, man. Where a lot of these fighters, going in to build up for fights, they're going to go about different ways of trying to get into their opponent's head and everything. So I found it a little interesting where I felt like Tio probably playing a little mind games possibly, man, but. It was definitely interesting in that perspective for sure for these guys, man. So what you think about this fight so far? Like, far as just the build up and everything going on, because the fight is coming up this next Saturday on the 31st.
uh, I I don't know, man. Honestly, I really ain't been paying attention to it like that. I know
Yeah.
I've heard a couple things about it and things of that nature. I seen the press conference. T.O. like to play dumb. I found him as one of those people who like to, play dumb or whatever the case he's trying to do. I don't know what it is. In his eyes, he called it the art of war. uh, and shoot, man, I don't know, man. It's one of the things I gotta see. You know what I mean? Honestly, I just feel like Shakur is one of those guys who's locked in. And then I feel like T.O. is one of those guys who like to play one of those, play a character of, hide your hand at certain different things. But we'll see. I know T.O. know what he's up against. I know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see the weight loss that he has. Uh, he's of course he's taking it serious. But it's definitely a gap right there. Despite who T.O. fought, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a different athleticism gap. It's definitely a different gap in skills as well. Don't get me wrong, both of them highly skilled. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but it's definitely a gap. It's definitely a gap, and we just got to see who transitions better within that gap. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's how I see it. I don't think it'll fight to go how people think it'll go. Some people think that Shakur will blaze him, and some people think that T.O. will blaze Shakur. We're just gonna find out who has that gap advantage. But I do definitely think that there's a gap between their skills, and it could be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It definitely could have because I've seen Tio rise to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about the Lomachenko fight. I just thought that was just all bad from the beginning. I was one of those people who did pit Tio to beat Lomachenko because of the size of disadvantage and because of the age disadvantage. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So we'll see. Now you got two of the guys. I mean, I think they roughly around the same age, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So and then one guy has fought better opposition. The other one has fought the best opposition of the opportunities he had to face guys. So we'll see though. You know what I mean? We'll
Absolutely.
definitely see for sure. And I
Absolutely. I
and I
found it
and I, and I
crazy with the
honestly think
odds.
I
You
actually
see?
I haven't looked at the odds, but I would tell you this though. I honestly think that it'll be a hell of a fight for a certain time because what people don't know about Shakur not a small dude. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Tio is to me frantically like looking at both of them in public eye. Shakur is definitely way bigger than fucking Tio. So
Mm.
you just got to see how that go. You know what I mean? Definitely got to see how that go for sure.
Yeah, man. They got Shakur minus 320 on the odds and To plus 230.
And that's why I say it's definitely a gap, and we're gonna see. And I think I'm not sure what Vegas see, but if I'm the odds maker, I have it roughly around the same thing as well.
Yep, and you see they got Keyshawn minus 630 over Jermaine Ortiz, plus 410 right now, currently in Vegas right now. And then, of course, they got Carlos Adames big time minus 450 over Mo Williams, plus 300.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the Shakur. I mean not Shakur, but I don't think that the Jermaine Ortiz and Keyshawn Davis line is accurate.
Yeah, that's
I think.
wide, man.
I
That's
think that
real
fight.
wide.
I
Yeah,
think
this was
that
from
fight.
FanDuel today.
Yeah, I think that fight gonna be a lot closer than what people think.
Yeah, man. I was like -6. Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, they just think Keyshawn just gonna watch them in this shit. And in particular, for real, I'm just like, I think it's gonna be a lot more tougher fight than what people expect for sure. Because Jermaine Ortiz, he ain't he's been having some good decent performances in recent time. Well,
Right.
Keyshawn is definitely another level than the guys he's fought for sure.
Yeah.
And but Jermaine Ortiz then fought guys, like you said with Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko as well. So he's been in there with tough competition. So I think that spread is crazy right there. It's
I,
nasty
I,
work.
I I think so too. You know what I'm saying? I think so too. You know what I mean? And then you look at everything that Keyshawn's, been saying, and you look at what he's done. Actions speak louder than words too. You know what I mean? So that's a fight right there. You just got to see what's gonna happen. And I think that's what's intriguing about it to me as well. I think it's more intriguing than a lot of fights that's coming up, honestly, because again, everything that's going on, with Bernie saying what he's saying, Keyshawn saying what he's saying, and it's just like I said before, the inconsistencies from Keyshawn. And
Facts.
I think that line right there just don't make any sense to me. Especially when you got a guy like Jermaine Ortiz who has fought the better opposition and he actually has performed in those opportunities that he's had. He's come up short, in which, in my eyes, I don't think at least one of those fights, I thought he won like clear. I thought he won clear. So we just got to see, man.
Man, absolutely, man. Like Sis said, she said Jermaine ain't no punk right there. And then looking at Mr. Hacker, he says the Keyshawn line sounds about right to him. Jermaine Ortiz lost both his toughest fight.
Mm, okay.
My boy Rasa Farazi said, "Bruh, I forgot them folks was fighting. Ain't no buzz." Yeah, man, the buzz around the court, man, I ain't gonna lie, it's been lackluster, man, a little bit to me in particular. I think it's more so this card is more like it's a hardcore boxing card. You know what I'm saying? They was hoping that it would translate to like the casual fan base with guys like Teofimo and Shakur and adding Keyshawn on there as well. Um and of course Shu being from New York and everything. But I'm hoping that the event, does its due. I hope it does its due. We need it to do what it do for boxing. But of course, us within the boxing course culture, we gonna push it. We gonna push the fight. Push the fight card as much as we can and see, if it help out with the fan bases and go from there, man. That's all we can do for real, man. But now I can say it for myself. I like the Teofimo and Shakur fight. It's not a fight that I was clamoring for, honestly, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? As far as the styles of both guys, both of them being counter punchers in particular. But far as name wise and what they got, up against each other, as far as them two guys, these guys was always going down this road where they were going to end up fighting each other eventually. So, the
Yeah,
fight
but
is here. The fight is next week and hope everybody support it much as possible, man, for sure. And Shakur, that -320, man, that line I think the line's been that for a while, too, like around the same time. From the last couple of weeks where the line's been the same, where, it's been, Shakur minus over 300 on Teofimo Lopez.
yeah, that's about right. I got it about the same.
Man. So they Vegas on to something, man. I felt Vegas was crazy the other day when they had Miami -8.5 on Indiana the other day. So I was like, that was crazy.
Ah, yeah, yeah.